Nuevamente estamos en La Pajarera y estoy con un artista que realmente estoy muy sorprendido. Intentamos llegar a él y su buena onda fue tan grande que nos aceptó estar 15-20 minutos antes de su show. Nada más ni nada menos que con Hozier. How are you doing, Hozier?
I'm good. I'm pretty good. Thank you. Yeah.
Welcome back to Chile. It's been roughly 2 years that we haven't seen you here, right?
Yeah, I think it was actually just last year. Was it last year?
Yeah.
We're playing Lollapalooza?
Yeah.
24? Yeah. But yeah, it feels like 2 years, you know.
How was it for you?
It was great.
It was your first time in Chile, right?
It was. It was my first time in Chile and my first time playing music, you know, doing a show in Chile. So, I mean, the crowd gave me a real lift that day. It's like to do Lollapalooza in Chile and that was a sweet moment. Yeah.
I love to ask this question with artists that come abroad because I have always believed that Latin public is quite different from other audience. So when you were here with us, what is it the thing that you think that Latins have when we interact with our artists?
Okay, there's like just even in the last few days, there's so much warmth and there's a huge amount of passion. You know, when you're on stage and there's a lot of generous energy is given, a lot of passionate sort of expression from the crowd, and then I've also experienced that from the fans also, just like a huge heart and a great deal of like generosity and love. So that's palpable. Yeah.
Well, people start asking, why do we have these things here?
Yeah.
When we saw your albums, you have these paintings on them, and that's because your mother, Rain Hozier, right?
Yeah.
She paints. So I love when an artist comes with art in his veins. So have you ever, for example, did you ever pose for your mother? Were you ever participated in your mother paintings?
Not so much. When she was not a huge amount. I think for the first album, for my debut album, they were she collected some photographs, some images from photographs. But on the second album, on Wasteland Baby, that's a painting again of a photograph that she sort of helped direct. So we had thrown some ideas around, and so she was there when we were sort of composing what we were going to make out of it. So in a way, yes, but not directly.
How does it make you feel to see that your mother has done your portraits for you on your music?
It's cool. I think you know, to know that family has been part of your journey, you know what I mean? And I think when you are leaving albums, when you make work or any piece of work, you know that it's going to be around. This is what's scary about doing it. You know it's going to be around longer than you are. You know that this piece of work is going to be a document of you for long after you're dead. So it's nice that there's the people who came before you, the people who you're alive because of, have a little bit of their fingerprint is on that too, you know, a little bit. So it's really, really amazing.
You're originally from Ireland, right?
Yeah.
I always thought that Ireland shares a lot of the landscapes that actually we have here in Chile, especially if you go south. I think you love it. What do you miss the most about Ireland when you're not in Ireland?
It's of like huge comfort. Because I mean, like the food here is so good. You guys like the raw ingredients. You know what I mean? So I miss Irish butter. I miss Irish dairy, like milk and cream, beef, lamb. I miss that. Knowing where the food comes from, knowing that it's local. Generally, you know, we love to eat in Ireland, I suppose, and have a good time and drink and have fun. So I miss my friends. I miss family. I miss We get Kerrygold butter in here as well. It gets a little expensive though because it comes all the way from Ireland. But it's a really good butter. It's good butter. It's good butter. Yeah, I should. I endorse that. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Talking about the same topic, I feel you're kind of connected. I mean, with the nature of Ireland, right? Like you like the landscapes. And I read over there that you grew up with all the wilderness that Ireland has. Does that have something to do with the love for the bees that you have? Because you cultivate your own honey, I guess, right?
Yeah. I only started doing that in the last few years. I was given a gift of a beehive, and then my neighbor, who is a family friend, he gifted me like a bee suit and showed me how to do it, and Nuke, and I've been doing it with him for a couple of years. He's a wonderful man, and I think there is something Yeah, I think the more you get into that and you're sort of beekeeping, you're keeping an eye on the weather. You're more conscious of the weather. You're more conscious of what kind of season it is. And you can see that reflected in the behavior and the progress of these bees that you're checking up on once a week. So it's a wonderful hobby. Yes, I enjoy it. Yeah.
Does it help you with your music when you're doing that?
It gives me something else to think about. You know, it definitely, it's nice to have hobbies, I think.
Yeah.
And that is definitely something I noticed when I was like 30 or something. When you're doing this and this is your be all and end all, you know, tour cycle, recording cycle, writing cycle. It's hard to have hobbies, you know, when you're working like this. So it's nice to have something that feels very different.
So you are right now in your Unreal on Earth tour. Are you starting with us in Chile? I mean,
we started in Colombia.
In Colombia,
Bogotá, yeah.
That's a big crowd over there.
It was. I mean, again, it's the first shows for me in Latin America that are my own ticketed shows. So, yeah, we played to a great crowd. It was a really nice place, nice way to start.
Well, you think that meanwhile we're finishing this interview, I would love to paint.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I have some sort of love of bees. It's not that I hate them, it's just that they're deadly to me.
Yeah. Are you allergic?
I am deadly allergic to bees. So it's weird because I love them and I love the impact they have on the world, but I can't really stay close to them.
Yeah.
How do you manage this tongue? So the idea is that I want you to draw. How do you depict like a Latin bee? And I will try to draw an Irish bee.
I'm not sure, but there is a lot of, there's so many different types of bees. There's only one that really makes honey that we can cultivate. But even within that, honeybees, there's all different types. So there's a native Irish bee. I'm sure there's all sorts of native Latin American bees. I'm not familiar with the genesis and stuff. But that's a real thing. You get into talking to beekeepers, they'll talk about the characteristics of different bees. You know, it's fun.
Well, I was thinking doing a bee like with a clover or something.
Okay, yeah, you do absolutely an Irish bee, yeah, you know, or a shamrock even would be like an Irish shamrock is the Irish. It gets confused with clovers because clovers are meant to be lucky.
Really?
But it's actually a shamrock, which is three leaves.
It's 3 leaves.
Is the Irish thing.
Oh man, that's like that.
Yeah. It gets confused easy.
You learn something every day. Yeah. I like that. Okay, so I will do a shamrock then. So when you went to Colombia, you know, I was born in Colombia. Colombians are really warm. Like they really love their artists. Were you some sort of nervous when you tried to sell your own tickets here in Latin America, like selling outside the US or outside Ireland?
Was I nervous? I think it's always a little bit nerve-wracking, you know, coming to a place for the very first time. You know, you don't know exactly how received, you know, you don't know. But I think it's of some comfort having seen fans online who are kind of expressing that they're excited to see you, you know. So, but the moment that you're kind of on stage and you're feeling that love and that warmth, all of that worry just goes away. It just melts away, you know, for sure.
That is awesome. When you do your internal creative processes, when you build like a community around your name, do you ever thought that your music was going to take you like that far away? I know it's the dream of that artist, but did you ever thought it was going to be that huge? They were going to be traveling the whole world? Not really.
I think it kind of feels like it's a little bit too. You never kind of like think that hard about it. You never want to kind of, you know. So I think when I was first starting off, never, you know, I definitely thought, okay, look, I'd be blessed if I could just be, because it's hard enough just to be an artist and to actually sustain being an artist, you know, without thinking about international touring. Just the idea that I could actually just tour and make it work that way, you know, and actually justify being an artist based on what, based on making enough for food and rent. You know what I mean? That's hard enough as it is, for sure.
In my Instagram, I have I don't know how you call it, it's a community. And when I told people that I was going to talk to you about it, there was this girl, her name is Daniela. And my God, she loves you.
Yeah.
Like, because it's her, I mean, you touch her like in your music in many ways. And I told her that, like, you know what? If you could ask Hozier something, what would it be?
Yeah.
So I promised her that you will hear it from her question.
That's awesome. Thank you.
she wrote it there either way, but
It's such an honor. I've always admired the ability some artists like you have to transform pain into something as beautiful and harmonious as music. Thinking of how therapeutic that process can be, is this something you do or any advice you'd give to others who are also trying to turn difficult experiences into meaningful expression or creation? Thank you.
Thanks very much. That's such a really sweet question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I've just been lucky to kind of to be able to find a way to put the songs into what I was able to put them into. And I think if you can admit to yourself that, yeah, this thing was hard, or there's this experience that you have, it's something for me that was always done in sort of like, you know, it's something that's very private and very, very personal. But if you can find a way to sort of bring that to something else, or bring that to an audience, or share it at least at first with people you feel safe with, it's like a way of just telling a story about yourself that you have always wanted to tell, you know?
Your music has something about it that it makes it the same way, like happy and melancholy at the same time. For example, I know this is this song that took the media was to take me to church, and there's something so authentic about it that you can feel like empowered, but at the same time you kind of feel down under, right? So when you're composing, do you do that on purpose? Do you like your music to be with emotionally mixed?
For me, I try to make sure that every song feels like it's doing what it needed to do, you know. So, or it's doing what it asks to do. So some songs ask to be like loud and want to go hard, and some songs just don't, you know, want to be quiet and gentle and be personal and reflective. And I think it's important to try and capture that and capture what each one is asking to do.
Something that I read about you that it actually resonated with me, because I kind of feel the same way, despite the fact that I'm not a musician. But that when you are constructing your music, that you have to, it makes you feel sad when you have to shorten the music, you know, that you have to make it to last certain minutes. So what makes you feel like, because music right now is changing. I have an 11-year-old kid, and it's amazing how they just can listen 40 seconds of a song, and in their heads, that's the whole song. So what makes you feel like the music or the listeners moving towards that kind of way of listening to music? Do you think that it's going to affect the way you make music?
It hasn't yet. I think there's two kind of ways I could think about it. There's you know, I don't want to catastrophize. I think because the ways that people listen to music and like absorb media has always changed. And we've only really been actually listening to recorded music for like 100 years. You know, which is crazy when you think about it. We've been watching TV shows for less, you know? So you're always kind of on the frontier a little bit of how people will experience your music. And even the TikTok thing or the 20-second, 40-second thing, that's going to disappear too. Now, what's next? I couldn't tell you, but I think I try to keep the music in a realm of its kind of classic way, so that the album can be enjoyed, yes, as just a song, or the music can be enjoyed just as a song once off, if that's all you know. But also there's a longer story to tell. If people can sit down and listen to an album, or, you know, that there's more to, they can enjoy it in a long form too. So I think I try to sort of do that sometimes.
Will that be something that you like to explore?
I would love to. There's, you know, this LP 1 and 2 was something I wanted to, you know, that trying to get a song that moves from one space into another space. I'd be so down to do something like that again, you know.
I think you'll do good, because, like I said, like your music, it travels. You know, it has so many changes in a single song that I think that it translates to the audience. You know, like you get this feeling like this song could have been longer. You know, it was meant to be longer.
Yeah, there's definitely been songs. I mean, generally what happens is in studio, and this is conversations with producers and stuff, is that the song that you had, you're generally trimming trimming songs rather than making them longer. You know? So many times you're, okay, do we need this verse? Do we need this chorus? Did we need this this one song? So that's part of it, you know, that's definitely.
And when you have to trim something, what was usually what you did, how do you determine usually what are the parameters that you use to trim something?
It's kind of, you sort of take a step back, I suppose. There's this expression in English, I don't know, when you're standing too close to something, you can't see the wood from the trees, you know. So or you can't see the forest from the trees. So you try and take a step back, and you ask yourself, okay, well, what does this experience feel like? Does this song, when I just listen to this song with fresh ears, am I getting bored? Do I feel like there's momentum? You know, is there enough change? So these are all kind of like part of production and part of, you know, especially when you're dealing with pop music where it is an increasingly small space of you're trying to meet the audience in a place where they may not have they may not have the opportunity to listen to five you know, verses or something like that, 5 minutes of music, and especially there is that pressure, and like I won't speak to it on a value basis, but where radio, you know, you're under pressure. Radio is looking for to advertisements every 2.5 minutes.
Exactly. You know, well, so. I know my radio is gonna see this, but it's something that it's really hard for me to grasp it. I love music, and when I turn on the radio, I really want to hear music. Yeah. And I have a 2-hour show. Roughly, we speak 30 minutes of those 2 hours, and you will say, "Yeah, that's awesome," because then you have 1 hour and a half of music, and it's really probably another 40 minutes of music. Everything else is ads, you know. I understand it that the radio needs to make money. Yeah. But yeah, there's other things that start eating away music, you know. Yeah. So do you think that the streaming platforms like Tidal, Spotify, they came to be a good solution for that?
I don't know. I think they sort of emerged, seems to me, in a gap in the market where there wasn't a clear route for people to engage with music in the digital space, you know, and they emerged as they did. I think and that market is gonna change.
It's gonna change, right?
Yeah, like, so, you know, in a time where people don't have that much time to listen to music, and they need everything's on the go, right? You kind of everyone's trying to multitask their lives into, you know, I listen to music as you're getting ready, as you're cooking, as you're driving, as you're commuting, so it's sort of. What that did was it meant, okay, we don't have an opportunity to throw on a CD. I can't bring a CD player with me, but like, so those emerged in a way to in a mobile digital sort of world where people don't have a huge amount of time and space for these type things, you know. So that it makes sense, but I don't know.
I don't want to take more of your time. I just would like to tell us what makes this tour special for you. What is the moving gears that this tour has for Latin America? I
feel blessed. Sorry, I'm not good at answering these questions while I'm trying to.
It's, you know what? When we figured this dynamic, I should have tried it first, because it's really hard to talk and draw at the same time.
It definitely can be. Definitely can be. Yeah. This one is. I mean, this tour feels special. I just feel blessed that, like, so far into I'm doing this maybe 10, 11 years, that I still get to play music in a new place. I get to bring music to a spot I haven't before, and to meet sort of new fans for kind of the first time, or what to me is kind of new fans, and that's even just arriving into the airport the other day. I saw faces that I've seen many times before, people who've traveled to see me in shows in the US and in Europe. So it's like, to get to come here and play this music, it's a gift. I just feel incredibly lucky, you know.
You know, speaking about gifts, I have this for you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's this? Thank you.
I hope you like it.
Thank you so much. What is it? Am I allowed? Can I open it?
Oh yeah, please.
Okay.
Sorry for the packaging, but
Is this honey?
It is honey.
Wow.
And it is made by an apiculture in here. It's not like, how you call it? It's not made from a big enterprise.
Yeah,
it's just,
this looks like raw.
Yeah, it is pretty much.
Mind if I-
Yeah, go ahead.
Wow. Wow.
So we were thinking what we could give Hozier, and I thought, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever gave him honey.
Yeah, it's perfect. There might be a spoon. Do you mind? Can I try this? There's a spoon in that. Oh, you have one? Oh, yeah, that's great. Oh, you got it. Even better. Even better. Thank you. Oh, good. Oh, good. Thank you so much.
He got it.
That's wild.
So you can have it and share it with your team.
Yeah. I don't know if I can travel with this. That's the only problem. We're going to have to eat all of this while we're here. Oh, wow.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Wow. The texture is like it's like custard or like it's like it's like butterscotch texture. It's crazy. Have you tried it?
Yeah. It's very good. And there's another one thing there. I don't know if you like spicy things. Okay, every time someone comes to Chile, they have to try mercan.
Okay.
Last time I was with Teddy Swims.
Yeah.
He went.
He's the best.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
so great.
Yeah, he's really fun.
He's a cool dude.
Oh yeah, he tattooed my neck. You see?
I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gave him mercan. He went frantic about it.
Yeah.
I think you like it. It's a spice. It's kind of smoked. In the case of Teddy, he did the rim thing with the beer.
Yes.
So with salt.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he never saw the end of
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I hope you like it. It's really good.
Yeah.
You can do it in soups or even with meat. And it's very, very Chilean. Yeah.
Yeah. That is great.
It is.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no, thank you.
That's amazing.
Well,
I'm nearly finished with this. I'm not quite done here on this.
don't worry.
It has to be right before.
I'll give a final touch. And, well, I know that after this, since we're talking about Teddy Swims' topic, he did a collaboration with Thiago Pesetaca, which is an Argentinian musician. Have you ever thought of making collaborations with Latin American artists?
I would love to. I mean, I would love for with the right music, the right song. I'd love to, because I think I'd want to have a better grasp of the language. I think it's not something I'd take lightly when you're especially if I'd love to sing in Spanish language and stuff. And I think to do that, I'd want to spend a bit more time in actually studying it. So I'm not kind of painting by numbers or something. But
is there a Hispanic artist that you particularly like?
At this moment, I would be drawing blanks. But I mean, there's I would love some recommendations on stuff you've been listening to recently.
Well, today you're gonna have Gigi Perez and you're gonna have Carla Grunewald.
Well, yeah, Gigi Perez. Yeah. She's originally. I know that's true. She's a Latin American background, right?
Yeah, I know Carla. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She has this weird fairy thing.
Yeah.
Very Irish in the way she makes music.
Yes.
And she's a very, very complete artist. But just to give you how you call a recommendation.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think you'll do great with pretty much anyone. I think a lot of artists will be happy to be with an artist like you. And I think that's the thing about Latin music. It's very plastic, It really it has its own identity.
Yeah.
That it goes well with pretty much everything.
Totally. It's kind of been one of the most major influential forces in pop in North America too in the last few years. It's huge, but that's awesome. I'm nearly. How are you doing there? I'm nearly.
Well, I would love to say that I'm done. It's just that I think this is my worst skill ever.
Okay.
This was my attempt of.
I love it. Oh my God, that's actually great. It's fucking great.
I had to write beer because there was no way that I could make a real beer without actually writing beer on it.
I would have hoped to paint this or color.
Oh no.
We were doing, because then you said you were going to do a portrait and then we didn't quite do a portrait. I mean, sort of just to do a bit more.
Oh my God.
I sort of did halfway a portrait of you and a bee. So it's you as a bee. So it's just, I tried to give it some of the mohawk.
Oh man.
And the earring. and like something of the goatee.
I love it.
You know, and you're just landing on a flower. So just the nose ring, the only thing that gives it away really, the nose ring, the hair, and
Hozier, an 11-year-old kid drawing.
That's great.
Thank you for the interview, Hozier, and thank you for giving me some of your time. We love you here. I really do hope you have a great time with us together here in the Movistar Arena.
I will.
And I know there's a lot of people waiting for you, so thank you.
All good. Thank you so much.
Esto fue La Pajarera, gente. Los queremos mucho. Que estén bien. Chao, chao.
Chao.